Hi guys, it's me, Joy. Before I jump into this chunky boy, I just wanted to say thank you for leaving such heartfelt comments and messaging me your stories and encouraging words. I was completely blown away by your kindness, and I'm just so grateful to be a part of this community. You are all so amazing, and I'm so happy to be back and creating with you again. So that being said, let's do this flip through, shall we? The first time I attempted this project was in 2013 with the traditional pocket scrapbooking style. Another chunky boy. So here was my first attempt at December daily, and I did not get far at all. Until the year 2017, when I tried it in a traveler's notebook insert. I have a flip through of this if you're interested, and it finally worked for me. Since then, I've always decorated the cover with a Christmas movie quote. And last year's quote is my favorite line from the movie The Christmas Story. Show me how the piggies eat.
Be a good boy. Show mommy how the piggies eat.
And I added this little piggy stamp, some random scrapbook paper, and gold puffy stickers. I don't remember where a lot of these stickers in here are from, but most likely from the sticky kit or Once More with Love. This is a cutout from the Lush Christmas newsletter. Every year since I can remember, I buy a bottle of Snow Fairy shower gel, and that scent just makes me think of the holidays. I just thought all like the holiday soaps and bath bombs are just so festive. I kept my The Why page pretty simple. This little reindeer guy cut out from a Japanese magazine. I like buying one of these cute character magazines and just cutting out the images. They're just so cute. I always include some kind of bucket list of what I want to do, and I pretty much did most of my list in 2019. Woohoo! I made my own insert using 3 different kinds of paper: craft, plain white, and tracing paper. I actually got the tracing paper idea from Anna, who is Girl and Quill here on YouTube. I think one year she made an insert of just tracing paper. At first, I was thinking I was going to use vellum instead, but I kind of like the teeth on the tracing paper better. You know, it has that rough texture. I feel like the vellum is a little too smooth and glassy. This mug I got last year when I ordered my advent calendar from David's Tea. I save a lot of weird things. For example, this is a tag from the only piece of Christmas decor I got, which was the creche for the nativity set I have. We also got a new throw for the couch, but Mochi Cat messed with it too much and it started unraveling. Weirdly enough, I don't start my December daily in December. I start it on Thanksgiving and I end it on New Year's Eve, just so that my entire holiday season is in one book. This Thanksgiving, we went to my aunt's house on the other side of the island, which is why I wrote Thanksgiving Far From Home. Like from Spider-Man. This is Mia painting a house. I wrote about our Thanksgiving traditions of watching planes, trains, and automobiles. I always write about what I ate. And last year, my brother attempted to make potato balls from one of my favorite Cuban restaurants in LA, Porto's, which is just like mashed potatoes and it's like covering meat. I love using Once More with Love stickers. They're one of my favorite shops to support. This is a card from my aunt thanking me for helping out with my grandma's funeral, slideshow, and programs. I covered the front and the back with these Japanese magazine cutouts because it just made it look more Christmassy. I wrote what I was grateful for this year. Another thing I do is I make my own date stickers. It's just easier. And when it comes to this project, I will welcome all shortcuts. I just used a font that resembled a date stamp. And bam! Date stamp. Next, Black Friday with my brother and mom, we went to get coffee and we went to Best Buy with a mission. My mission was to get a soundbar. My husband and I don't get Christmas gifts for each other. We reserve that for our birthdays. For Christmas, we decided a long time ago to just buy a together gift. And this year, it was a soundbar. My mom went a little nuts and got an air fryer, an Instant Pot, a Keurig, and a new TV. This is a menu to our favorite pizza place in town. Some days you just don't have anything to journal about, so a cute picture from a magazine will suffice. It's the words and stories that are important. This is our annual holiday picture that we always take in front of this fence. I love writing out Dear Santa letters. Don wanted a Rebel helmet, a PS4 Pro, which I'm glad he didn't get since the PS5 is out now. Here is our annual Christmas card doodle. I save all the stamps from all the Christmas cards that we receive, and I like to include the postmark. I tipped in our Christmas card from last year that I sent to ourselves. And here's how our card looked. And I like to write a letter to our future selves. Get in there, get in there. Here is a picture of all the Christmas cards we received. This is a Hobonichi challenge from last year. I got the David's Tea Advent Calendar last year. I didn't get it this year though. I found myself enjoying only half of the tea included. Another Japanese cutout. This gold washi always gives me problems. It always gets stuck. It's from, I think, sugar paper. This day, my cousins came over to have a family photo shoot at our home. My brother was a photographer, and their little scene was just so cute. I saw this hearth in hand, fancy cash register toy, and I thought it would be a perfect gift for one of my cousins because at the time she just got her own place and she had an obsession with cash registers as a child, and this one looked so aesthetic, like her aesthetic in fact. This day at my part-time job, we had to dress up like the store character, and I drew on the door that day. My cousin Ryan came home after 10 years of being away, so that was exciting. Oh, too much tippins. This day we had to dress up again and I was not enjoying it. The wig was just really hot and I have really thick hair, so it was very uncomfortable. I think that was the last time I wore. I was like, nope, not anymore. I'm not doing it. And my brother came to edit my cousin's Christmas photos. Here is the Christmas playlist that year, and more Once More with Love stickers. Here is my Spotify decade review. My top artist was, no surprise, Coldplay. These are just stickers or leftovers from the stamp sheets I finished up while I was doing our Christmas cards. I always pick out a cute gift card from Starbucks. This year it was this one, and it says Santa Claus with the sloth. So cute. It reminds me of that one song in Nightmare Before Christmas, Kidnap the Santa Claus, that one. I love that song. I don't know if you've noticed, but I also like printing pictures of the movie posters. This one is Office Christmas Party, which is a hilarious movie. And I also like to print pictures really big and cut them out all the way to the edge like this, and then just attach it to the very edge of the book. This was our Christmas list and how we wrapped our gifts. Here are all the treats I had. And for some reason, I was really big into the Fig Newtons. No clue why. I just get into a Fig Newton kind of mood. Here are the treats that I gave out to my coworkers. More treats. This one was packaging from a Kit Kat. Sweet cinnamon Kit Kat. It was me. My cousin designed Mia's second birthday invites and they came out so cute. Her theme was Mia Rose is going to Target because she loves Target, and it came out really cute. This was the day that I wrote out or finished writing out our Christmas cards. This is Michelle Fawn, who I have loved since she started her YouTube channel, and she said something in one of her vlogs at the time that really summarized the last decade for me. Here's an invite to my auntie's house. It was an ugly sweater themed party. A lot of tip-ins. But see, you don't really need a photo every day. Just write. I think writing is important, and I always go back and decorate if I have time. Here is a conversation with my cousins that I thought was hilarious. A picture of my drive home, and we had a power outage that day, which sucked. I think it lasted for 3 hours. I love tip-ins so much. Here is our Christmas decor. This was the creche thing I told you about, the only thing that I bought this year. And yes, that is Stanley, who is always a part of my nativity scene. Our Christmas tree on that tracing paper, so good. Just looks so pretty. I don't know if you've ever watched Christina Brawley's Vlogmas, but she has a tradition called Wear the Bear. And every day you have to find a gold lint bear. They look like this. We get ours at Target, but I'm sure you can find them in other places. As you can see, my husband already hid 2 of them this year. So every day you have to find a gold lint bear. And we tried it the year before, but 25 chocolate bears was just too much chocolate for us. So we cut it down to just 5. And Don randomly hides them throughout the house for me to find. Maybe we'll do one every few days. Actually, take that back. He hides 4. And I hide 1 for him on Christmas Day. It's one of my favorite new traditions that we do. And the chocolate is pretty good. Pretty good. I just took pictures of all the spots he hid them in last year. And I saved some of the wrappers because they're so cute. Here is the last full moon of the decade or year. I'm not sure when a decade begins and ends. I need to look that up. Does the new decade begin in 2021 or 2020? Let me know in the comments below. I've heard it both ways. A yummy meal my husband made. My lunch at work. Tip-in. This day, my husband and I went to run errands and we witnessed the police dragging this guy out into the middle of the road. It was pretty scary because they had their guns drawn out and everything. Here we went to Target because my mom didn't have an ugly sweater for that ugly sweater party. She wanted us to all have the same one, so I had to explain to her that it would look more festive if everyone had a different ugly sweater. So she picked this Coca-Cola cardigan, which is really cute. Janelle was going to get this cute Christmas tree one. It even has like a star on the hood, so it's like the star on top of the tree. But she opted for a French bulldog one instead, and that one was cute too. When I don't have enough space to write, tipping in. And if I really don't have space, I tip in a postcard. This postcard is from Sticky Kit. And it's just such a cozy scene. I love this postcard so much. Here is a mug that I saw at Target that I didn't buy for myself, but I wanted to remember it. So I just took a picture and printed it out and cut it out and put all the teas that I've gotten over the last few days. This hot chocolate one though is pretty legit. It really does taste like hot chocolate. Props to David's Tea. Here is the gift wrap I used this year. It's from the Wonder Shop at Target. I still have some left, so I will use it again this year. I was just a fan of all the different colored Santas. They're just so cute. I love them all. This was a bad day. My card got stolen. The last time this happened to me was around the same time, maybe 5 years ago. I guess they really like targeting people around the holidays. I hate it so much because you have to wait so long to get a new card. That sucked. I remember that now. Here are some of my obsessions in December. This cell phone game called Delicious World. I was obsessed. My favorite meme. It was when people were saying, I'm gonna tell my kids blank. Remember that? This one said, I'm gonna tell my kids that this was Post Malone. Oh, it cracks me up. Oh no, bright. Bright light, bright light. Sometimes days just meld together in December, but I do remember that The Mandalorian came out and it's just so good. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's just so good. And sadly, Silicon Valley ended. It was one of our favorite shows. This day I went to get my annual eye exam and I tried milk cereal donut holes. Pretty good. Here we went to watch the new Star Wars movie. Sorry, spoiler alert if you're reading this. It's been about a year, so too bad, so sad. These Star Wars washi tapes were such a good investment, and at the time, I thought, how often would I really use these? And surprisingly, I used them a lot. My dad replaced all the Christmas lights this year with new ones. They were getting like faded. And they look so festive. These are my favorite tools in December daily. It's the metallic clean color dot. It just adds so much. Can't even pick up, the camera can't even pick it up because it's so shiny. But they're just my favorite. I put it everywhere. They just make things look so festive. This day, I had what I like to call a Manong Adventure. In high school, I had a really close group of friends called the Manong Crew. Manang means a girl or woman older than you. I know in Tagalog it's ate, but in Ilocano it's Manang. So if I were to call like my cousin that's older than me, I would call her Manang Jen instead of just Jen. It's just like a sign of respect. We are all still pretty close friends, so we always get together. This one, we did one of those breakout rooms. And we chose the most difficult one, the one with the highest fail rate. And we failed. I think we only got up to 75%. It was still fun though. Here is the menu from the restaurant we ate at afterward. Every year, I like to read a holiday-themed book or like a cozy book. And this year, it was A Christmas Shopaholic by Sophie Kinsella. Is that how to say her name? I don't know. I love all things Sophie Kinsella, so I just had to, and it didn't disappoint. I went Christmas shopping with my mom and we had Jollibees for lunch. I tried their chicken sandwich for the first time. And it was pretty good. I think it needs pickles though. That's my husband modeling some free shirts that my coworker gave. This day we went to the Holiday Bar, which is a Christmas-themed pop-up bar. It was so festive. But the charcuterie, the charcuterie board was not two garens. Not two garens. It was like eating Lunchables. It had Ritz crackers and cut up Slim Jims. I had 2 holiday drinks, frozen butterbeer with Hennessy and a drink called Red Elk, which is basically a cranberry vodka, except they put shoju instead of vodka. Pretty good. We were even able to bring Mia into the bar. It's my mom and then us in front of the Christmas wrapping area. Here is a picture of my cousin getting his license. This day we decorated a gingerbread house. I didn't take into account the humidity and everything started melting. Our second attempt on the other side of the house turned out better because we waited a little for the icing to dry. A new thing I love doing in the mornings as part of my morning routine was journaling and listening to some Christmas lo-fi with the Arendelle Yule log, from Frozen on Disney Plus in the background. It was so cozy because we don't have a real fireplace. I love putting a full picture on one page. It just makes such an impact. This was Christmas Eve and the night of our ugly sweater party. Oh, skip too much. We also played White Elephant and my auntie went all out with their photograph area. Here's Mia and I, and we both look like hipsters. I just wrote about all the different kinds of sweaters everyone wore. My mom and uncle wore the same one, the Coca-Cola cardigan I showed you earlier. My dad opted for a Game of Thrones theme, even though he has no clue what it is. I wore an old Stormtrooper one that I've had for years. Christmas Day, I made a yummy breakfast. I think it was Copycat Cracker Barrel hash brown casserole, bacon, scrambled eggs, pog mimosas, and cinnamon rolls. Yum. Oh, big tip-in. We did our annual tradition of going to the movies on Christmas Day. We went with my brother and Janelle, and they hadn't watched Star Wars yet, so we watched it again. Later that day, we went to a different auntie's house. This is the invitation to that party. Here are the nifty gifties that we received. Nifty gifties?
Nifty! They are nifty. They're nifty gifties.
Another full page picture. Back to work. I drew a 2020 themed drawing on the door and windows. This day I had dinner with my cousin that was visiting from San Francisco, and we went to Target so that they could pick out some pajamas for our New Year's Eve party. And we spent 3 hours at Target, and it was seriously so fun. I love going to Target with Mia. She's the best Target shopping buddy. Here's Mochi with his new gift from Auntie Janelle, which was like a welcome mat with a cat on it. Oh no, losing light. Here's our invite for New Year's Eve, which is always at our house. I have a thing for saving chopstick wrappers. I just like putting the chopstick wrappers in my journal, and I like tear off different parts of it every time. Also, food labels from things I eat. More tip-in. Here was my analog system plan, my planner plans for 2020. I was predicting 2020 was gonna be a pretty bad one because I wrote it wrong. I was like, no, we want to stay in 2019. I use a Jibun Techo as a health journal, a 5-year Hobonichi that didn't work out the way I had hoped, a Mega Weeks for my planner, which always works out, an A6 for my work notebook and also for sketches, and an A5 plain Hobonichi notebook for journaling that I never touched. I ended up using mainly Traveler's Notebook inserts for journaling in 2020. So I have to figure out what I'm doing with the 5-year for 2021. I'm just not a fan of double documenting, if that makes sense. This was my one little word, which was trust. And reading back on this now, I truly chose the right word for 2020. This was New Year's Eve, and here's my parents in their pajamas. We played a lot of games. I won the jackpot in LRC, which is left, right, center. It's a dice game. I think it was like $75. I was so happy. More tip-ins about the games and all of that. This part kind of stings a little looking at it. It's a spread of my cousins. And this was the last time we would all be together like this, and we didn't know it. In fact, we had such a great time that night together. And looking back at it, it almost felt like we were kids again. And maybe we had to have one more good New Year's Eve together before my cousin Jeff left us. And it's even sadder because his older brother hadn't been home for the holidays for a very long time, and it was just such a big reunion for us. Here is a huge group shot of us. We will definitely not be able to do this year. Not only because Jeff is gone, but because of COVID, which sucks. But gotta keep it safe. Gotta keep it safe. And the last page. Here's the first picture of us in 2020. And I just wrote some general reflections about 2019 and our hopes for 2020. One more family picture with my parents. My mom got us to wear matching sweaters. And that's it. That was my 2019 December daily. I hope for anyone doing this project, it gave you some ideas of what to journal about if you're feeling stuck. Out of all the books I've kept over the years, my December daily books are the ones that I love looking at the most. There's just something magical about them. I hope you're all having a great December so far. We're almost done with 2020. Hang in there. Till next time. Bye guys. Stay safe.